Hi, welcome back to another book review with Alice. I'm clearly your host, Alice, and I'm fabulous. How are you today? I'm doing wonderful. Today we are going to talk about The Haunting of Ocean Point by Kat Knight. Now, I really need to learn to stop reading novellas. I need to stop reading these shorter books because they drive me crazy because they don't have the character development that I need in my stories. And a lot of them are modern. So like take place in the present day, and there's no world building in the present day because it's a city, it's a small town, it's whatever, and I skim over all those details now because I couldn't care less, because it looks like I've lived in a small town, I've lived in a big city, I've traveled to massive cities like Paris and New York and Los Angeles. So I'm like, if it's a huge city mentioned, I picture one of those. If it's a big city mentioned, I picture my town I live in, which is a 250,000 people, or the big local city to me, Toronto, which is a couple million people, and this is what I picture. And if it's small town, I picture the small town that I was in for like middle school and high school, which is like 4,000 people. And if it's really rural, I picture the island I grew up on with 200 people where there were 36 kids in my class. So like I have all of those different things. So I literally stopped reading any details. Also, I lived on an island, so I had lake, I had city, I had forest, I had everything. So I just picture that and I stopped reading any more details beyond that. And so this one was a little interesting. It was about a cop who, something happened in the big city. I honestly can't remember what it was because that's how little detail they put into it. But something happened in the big city and she ended up coming to the small town in order to fix her career so she could go back to the big city in like 3 or 4 years or whatever with a clean slate and try again. I have no idea what happened in the big city anymore, not a clue, which is kind of sad because I should be able to remember that. But I don't. I also remember there was a boat and a beach and this crazy guy on his boat. So it was one of those cases where the story was entertaining and I mean it had a nice resolution to it in the end and that, but I also feel like it could have, like the one I did another time, the Chimarans, it could have been made shorter and made into a shorter story, or it could have been made longer and made into a really good in-depth book, and it felt like it was trying to do too many things. It was trying to introduce too much into it. Maybe it's a series, I don't know. I gave it 4 stars because I didn't mind the story and that. I mean, it is what it was, but I'm not gonna go and read any more books by this author because I'm just like, if they're that short again, it's just not gonna work for me. The one was fine, but after that, I'm just like, no thank you. I don't need another short book. Spooky version, especially this time of year. I'm kind of over the spookies. As much as I love them, I still have a bunch on my shelf you can see I didn't get to, and I will get to those as well, but I got through a ton of them, which I'm thrilled with, but what are you gonna do? So if you're looking for a spooky book that has a lake with it and a small town type thing, check it out. You might enjoy it more than I did. I mean, it was a fine read. It was what it was. And if you're looking for a short book that is a bit of a mystery and spooky aspects to it, check it out because it's not huge. It's not a massive time commitment and you might even like it more than I did. So that's all I got for you today. Happy reading, you guys, and have a great Monday. Bye.